Damn. Whew. 0.37 on the par. 1.83 on the first shot. 2.20 overall. They're in, but my split time is terrible. Camera on again. I don't even know if this GoPro is actually doing what it's supposed to be doing, so I might just be out here talking to myself. But that one was a little better. We got 1.79 on the first shot, 2.2 overall, and our split was 0.23. So we was only 100th over our 0.22 par time, and we was A zone hit here and here. Hot as hell, 5-1. Still working on 10 yards for a 0.22 split. Let's try it out. You know, even though I missed my split time, I made a 0.24 instead of a 0.22, and I dropped one in the same exact spot I just dropped one on the previous round, on the previous string. There's something to be learned from this, I suppose. This is telling me something. I just need to figure out what it is. The last time when I put one over here, I lost my sight, but this time I still had my sight. But I think maybe I was muscling the gun on the second shot and pulled to the left. I'm definitely gonna have to think about this for a minute, but that run felt good. I stayed on my front sight. I think I just got too carried away at the point in which on the second shot I pulled it. So your targets will talk to you. I'm still learning the language, so it's hot. I ran this thing a couple of times at 10 yards for the split time of 0.22 seconds. So I felt like there was something I wasn't getting, and I think that what was happening was, A, I wasn't getting my grip, B, I was rushing the shot, and on top of all that, I just felt really rushed, and so I ran it without even thinking about the recording of the time, and just get a feel for it. And this is actually one of the better ones at 10 yards. We got a first shot at 1.64, which is still kind of slow. I'd like to be in the 1.2 range. But we got a 1.64 first shot. We got a 1.84 overall time. We got a 0.20, so we're under par 200ths, and we got a good grouping in the A zone. So we're gonna take a break, get out of the sun for a minute, and try not to melt. All right, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here. I got a lot of GoPro stuff from earlier. I don't know if it's gonna work out. It's hot as hell out here today. So got a little bit of the shakes. I do that when I get real hot. Yes, I'm drinking plenty of water. Been working at a Ben Stegger's book all day. I love that book. I love it. I've been using it with my part-time journal and my range journal that I made, and I started with the first drill, and I'm gonna work all the way through it. Right now we're at the drill where you're working on doubles, and I've never thought about trying to record my split times. So for example, the first drill on the doubles is at 5 yards, and the par time he listed is a 0.20 split, right? And this is I think you go by if you go by his book, I think it's implied that you're outside the waistband, side holster type thing, but I'm going from appendix concealed, so I'm sure that's kind of slowing me down some. I mean, I imagine, But so I've been recording my overall time, my first shot times and stuff like that. So it took me a while to figure out what a .20 split felt like. You would be surprised how fast that actually is, and how easy it is to do it once you know what a .20 split feels like. And so after I ran it a couple of times just to see what a .20 split felt like, my first actual run that I recorded after I kind of felt comfortable with it was overall shooting 2 shots was 1.94 seconds, which is kind of slow. Also, I got a split time of 0.21 seconds. So I was happy with that because I got all A zones, and in my notes, you know, I wrote down that it says feels fast. My second run was 1.88 overall with a 0.21 split, all A zones. And I made a note that I need to be faster on my draw because my first shot was 1.67 seconds. And again, this is at 5 yards, so I should be able to pull my first shot out really fast, because you're basically just pointing at the damn target. And then it bumped up to 10 yards, and then now we're at 15 yards. And 10 yards took me about 20 minutes to get my rhythm and see what that felt like, because that extra 5 yards to the 10-yard line, it changed the drill so dramatically, and how you want to rush things and how you want to hurry up, and you got all that anxiety with the timer and the split time. And so I had hell with that for the you know, first 15-20 minutes. But after I settled down and figured out what I needed to see to make my shots, then I started doing better. Now we're at the 15-yard line. Now this one is a bitch. The 15-yard line doubles drill is 0.25 par time, 0.25 second split. My first one that I actually recorded, because that took me another 20 minutes to figure out and see what I needed to see and feel what I needed to feel, was a 1.98 overall with a 0.22 split. So I actually beat my par time once I started getting the hang of it, but it wasn't consistent. I was able to keep it at or below the par time of 0.25 seconds. Now, I did, on the second one, I did drop one. I put one in the C zone, so I got to where I was thinking too much. So I actually want to record this and see what I look like. And now that I'm recording it, I'm probably going to screw up. So we're going to do it anyway. Got to turn the timer on. So I missed my shirt because I'm all soaking wet and gross, but I missed my shirt, but I still made, my first shot was at 2.01. My overall time was 2.22, and my split time was actually 0.21. Now let me go take a look and see if we made A zone hits. All right, so I dropped my second shot, which has been which has been pretty consistent. My first shot was A zone, and then I rushed the gun back down, muscled it back down, and I pulled the shot off to the left, which would be just outside the A zone. But I still got the split time. I just need to work on that follow-up shot. That follow-up shot is what really eats me up. So we're going to pause this right here and then take a quick break, and then we'll do another one. All right, y'all took a little tumble off the tripod. Let's try it again.